What is up, guys? NYKia31 here. Madden 20 as the backdrop, and you can see this video is not very long because most of what I've wanted to cover I've pretty much been discussing on Twitter. And other people, of course, have chimed in and said what they've had to say, and there's not really a whole heck of a lot that's new to add. But as far as the Super Bowl and the MCS, hope everyone enjoyed their Super Bowl weekend, enjoyed the game. I thought it was a really good game. The game pretty much went... I wanted the Niners to win. I predicted the Niners to win because of the track record of teams that bring that type of defense to the table in that game. In the history of the Super Bowl, when the number one or number two defense takes the field in that game, they win the vast majority of the time. It's either a grinder of a game or it's a runaway. I believe the record of the team that brings the number one or number two rated defense in the league is something like 15-5. And for 3/4 of the game, that looked like the way the game was going to go. One of the guys on Twitter who I talk scheme stuff about quite a bit mentioned before the game that the Chiefs were going to run a lot of RPOs and play action to slow down the rush and all that good stuff. And I countered with the fact that, well, not fact at the time, but belief that the Niners would counter that with a healthy dose of quarters coverage and man coverage. They're not going to be able to sit and play a lot of single high cover three, and that bore fruit as well. And sure enough, the four-man rush wreaked havoc. They were unblockable. Bosa especially. Nick Bosa gets trolled a lot. Personally, I don't give a damn what his political leanings are or his social media followings and likings are. As long as he's accepted by his teammates, that's good enough for me. And that dude can play for me any day of the week. That dude is a monster, an absolute monster, and he just wreaked havoc on that game all day long. The Chiefs were forced to roll the pocket away from him and cutting off half the field. I mean, he was just chasing Mahomes around like a mad person. Mahomes is great. I'm not upset that the Chiefs won. Andy Reid is as likable a guy as you can get, and Mahomes is the next generational talent, and I like seeing forward evolutions in the sport. As far as dynasties go, who knows? In the NFL, it's so easy. You can go from Super Bowl, either winning the Super Bowl or gaining the Super Bowl. You can go from that to 7-9 in a blink of an eye. You really can. Do I think that's going to be the Chiefs' fate? I don't. I think Mahomes is one of those generational guys. I think over the next 10 to 12 years, a down year for the Chiefs is going to be 10-6 at worst. Maybe a 9-7 if you just have catastrophes with injuries and stuff like that. But he's one of those QBs that, as long as he's there, you're going to be relevant, barring just extreme, unforeseen circumstances. I didn't really have a problem with Shanahan's play calling either. Niners were really good at play action that whole game. At one point, Jimmy G was 10 of 11 on play action pass, and I don't believe you can just milk a 3-point lead against that offense. I think you still have to attack and you still have to move the ball and try to get it down the field. Didn't have a problem with the play calls. They were good play calls. Crap just sometimes happens. They ran an RPO. They had Kittle wide open. Chris Jones batted the ball down. Play later, Jimmy G let him down, missed Kittle again, incomplete pass. To me, the quarterback failed them more than the coach did. That's my opinion. And I've discussed that enough, and you're not going to change my mind. Simple as that. If you're a run the ball on first, second, and third down guy, you're entrenched in that belief. Fine, I'm not going to argue with you. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think that the plays that they ran were questionable. It's not like he ran a flea flicker or a play action end around reverse pass in those spots. I thought the plays were sound based on the way that the Chiefs were playing defense. And you're a $140 million quarterback, he's got to make a play. Simple as that. Now, as far as the MCS stuff goes, if you watched it, I fell asleep during the MCS final, and that tells you all you need to know. The meta of the game is not good. It's not diverse. It's not watchable. It's as bad a meta as you're going to have as far as entertainment value goes. We've had 3 MCS tournaments now, and the last 2 have been won by guys who did not have to throw the ball. Volterax won with a 10 cap QB and didn't attempt a single pass, and same with Noah this past weekend. Although I give credit to Noah for playing great defense. He played as good a user defense as you're possibly going to find. But the meta itself is not very watchable. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Talk to y'all later. Peace.